Unspoken Issues.
All right, well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Unspoken Issues podcast. 96 number ones keeps marching on. And I said that because we're actually going to be talking about March of 1996, but I didn't.
What a year!
No, go back in the
1996 was.
Go back in the archives. Yeah, so 96 number ones where me, myself, and Chris Armstrong and Evan Bevins, we usually get together and we talk about your poll choice on the Unspoken Decade and the Unspoken Issues podcast Facebook pages, where we take number ones from each month, one from Image, one from DC, one from Dark Horse, and one from Marvel, and you choose which comic we're going to be talking about that would have debuted 30 years ago in 1996 for each month. So, yeah, like I said, we're in the month of March right now, and usually what we do, we like to go in and we kind of take a look. By the way, Evan, unfortunately, was not able to join us tonight, so it's me, Jesse Starcher, and Chris Armstrong sitting over there ready to...
How do?
There it is. We are going to be talking... We're first going to try to jump into Wizard, number 55 from March of 96. I don't know where everybody else gets their comic news. I know where I was. And that was in the pages of Wizard magazine. So, Chris, why don't you tell everybody? I'm sharing the screen right now as we
kind of the heyday of Wizard magazine.
That's right. Tell them what you see on the cover here, buddy.
I'm looking at some Jim Lee Fantastic Four, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, so we're getting in and getting prepared for the Heroes Reborn era. And again, you'll probably have to help me out on the timeline, because I remember the last time we were talking, I had a real problem trying to remember when things were happening in 96. But obviously, Heroes Reborn was something that was going to, well, we're trying to avoid Marvel Comics going down a bad path. And by the end of 96, if you guys have listened to other episodes, Marvel is going to file bankruptcy at the end of 96. So they are pulling out some stops here. They are saying, hey, you guys remember Jim Lee? He wouldn't buy.
What about Rob Liefeld?
What about Rob Liefeld? We have some projects in the works, and we're kind of bringing them back into the fold here to give them some work with some of our bigger characters. And this all occurs outside of the Marvel Onslaught event, where the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, the Hulk, and Iron Man. Let's see, the books that come out of this, tell me if I'm forgetting any. Fantastic Four, Avengers, Captain America, Iron Man, and
that's it.
Hulk, I assume, is part of the Avengers.
Hulk is in the Avengers, and he shows up in Iron Man, but he does not have his own book.
Okay.
Because at the end of Onslaught, somehow Bruce and Hulk are separated.
Yeah.
And Bruce kind of stumbles into the new universe and leaves the Bruceless Hulk in the standard 616 Marvel universe.
So, I don't know what would make you want to pick up a Wizard magazine, but I feel like Jim Lee doing the Fantastic Four is probably at least going to garner some attention there. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So, unlike what I've done with previous episodes, I have not had a chance to go through this issue prior to talking with these guys. So Chris is going to look along with me here, and we're just going to stop if we see anything that kind of stands out. We're going to try and quickly go through it here. We're not going to go through every page of the price guide. I'll just go ahead and put that out there. We'll probably stop before the price guide hits. But yeah, look, we're turning into the first page, and it's an ad for the Amalgam Skybox Fleer card set and Dark Claw. Oh my goodness, this is some great stuff right here. We've done some Amalgam issues in the past, that's for sure.
We're gonna have to return because we haven't done Dark Claw yet.
No, we haven't.
Two really cool Dark Claw Amalgam books.
That's right. Nice ad for Rage of Angels, which I'd never read. Glory and Angela.
No, me neither.
There's our contents. Gareb Sheamus, not a polarizing figure at all.
Nope.
No.
I remember that Spider-Man ad.
Oh, yeah. Putting the character back into comics. Get caught up in the web of carnage, shipping this February. I think we did that on the podcast. All right, there's the letters page. Vertigo Comics ad for Death. There's another little ad. Boy, they were trying.
Hey, buddy.
They were trying to get...
Foxfire.
Yeah, they were trying their best. And I've never read any Foxfire issues, and we're getting This is towards the end of Ultraverse and what's going on. But, man, they wanted to do something. What that is, all right. I always loved looking at the envelope art people would submit.
Something I really liked in the early Wizard, of course, they had the Make Your Own Hero where people would customize action figures.
Oh, yeah.
I think they eventually kind of went away. But even more than that, I liked I think it was called My Kind of Hero, maybe, but it was where people would send in their own characters.
Oh, okay.
And there were some pretty cool ones back in some of those articles.
Yeah. Well, I saw this ad, and were you picking up any of this at all?
Negative. Fire from Heaven, the Wildstorm crossover event, which I actually recently read maybe 2 years ago. I picked up all I think I went on mycomicshop.com to get a handful of those. I think I already had a few, but I completed that run and read that story. It was okay. I don't remember much about it, except that it looked good. Specifically about Fire from Heaven, I remember maybe it was on Robservations, but I know somewhere I heard about Barry Windsor Smith, who did maybe the bookend issues, at least the first part of the crossover.
Right.
And he was basically, in an interview later, he was like, oh, it was shit.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what was going on.
Right.
I just drew what they told me.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard the same. Okay, we got Vengeance of Vampirella there. Some Vampirella. Oh, my, show us everything. And then we got a Wildstorm collectible card game. All right, a little article on Vampirella. There's a From Dusk Till Dawn comic.
Huh.
Big deals.
When did that ever happen?
Yeah, big deals with Clancy and Tarantino. When names like Tarantino and Tom Clancy are tossed around, it's usually a big deal. All right. Windsor Smith tells stories the way that day. All right.
Comic was shit. That's what he says.
Miracle Man. You ever read any Miracle Man?
I would kind of like to, but I've never read it.
Yeah, same here.
Heard good things.
What is this? Ghost Rider Cycle goes for $27,000. In the midst of animation cells and recreated pages from early Marvel Comics, a motorcycle designed to look like the monster machine ridden by Ghost Rider was the hit of a November auction at Christie's. The Haunted Hog painted by fan favorite artist Bill Sienkiewicz. Oh, that'd be sick, dude.
Yeah.
Are they saying that he painted the bike?
I'm not sure. That picture doesn't look like a photograph. Can you zoom in more on the picture?
Yeah, I think so.
It looks like a photo.
So the bike, are they saying that the bike was painted by Bill Sienkiewicz and then sold for $27,000? He customized the paint job.
That's what it seems to be.
Yeah. Dude, that'd be sick to have a freaking Sienkiewicz paint job on your bike. Damn. That'd be cool. You could barely see it, but that's a skull right there, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't see that at first. I thought it was just flames. That's pretty cool. Oh, $27,000. And is that Stan Lee in the back? Yes, it is.
Yeah, him and Spider-Man.
Wow. That's
the buzz box next to that. I see there's a little Dan Jurgens. I remember this was disappointing. Dan Jurgens told Buzz, I guess that's whoever's doing the buzz box here, that he'll spin his final web on Sensational Spider-Man with number 6. There was a difference of opinion between me and the editorial staff over the direction of the character and the book, Jurgens said.
I think
he's gone on to say often that he did not enjoy working on that book.
So Jurgens was doing, this is 96.
Yeah, he was the writer and penciler for the Sensational Spider-Man for the first 6 issues, and the 0 issue, I think, came out first.
Huh. All right, then. Buzz has learned.
And From Dusk Till Dawn graphic novel, 1996. It exists.
All right. Nice.
I guess it's an adaptation of the movie from Big Entertainment, so that tracks.
Yeah. Thor and Incredible Hulk canceled, while Marvel said the future of both titles is uncertain. Oh, that's some, like, buzz for what's about to come down.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Although, well, all right, let's jump back here a little bit as we move forward here. Okay, so nice little
Prime and Captain America.
That's right. Norm Brayfogle returns to Prime and March's Prime Captain America one-shot. Yeah, there's a Terry Moore. Did you ever read Paradise?
Strangers in Paradise?
Yeah, Strangers in Paradise. I've never either. I've heard it's a really good book, and I know that Terry Moore is a really respected writer. I've just never had a chance to sit down and read. Oh my gosh. An ad for Kingdom Come. This is
pretty badass ad. Dude.
Yeah. And this is going to be a huge event, Elseworlds event.
It's the eagle and the bat battling in darkness.
That's awesome. That's pretty cool. All right, let's get into this because I stopped here and I was like, oh, we've got to talk. All right. So casting call 13, Wizard casts the X Factor movie.
I've read some X Factor. I'm not a diehard X Factor fan. But
okay. All right.
I'm familiar with the characters for the most part.
You will love this casting call right off the bat with a Mystique.
Well, they're 1 for 2 off the first page.
Right. Mystique's suggestion for Mystique is going to be Famke Janssen, which I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right, but I absolutely know who she is.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's going to portray Jean Grey in the X-Men movie, like was it 2000? Yep. So
he would have just been in GoldenEye probably around this time.
That's exactly what they say. Hot off her GoldenEye performance. So then for Forge, we've got Karate Guru. Steven Seagal from movies such as Under Siege.
Tito, get it right.
Excellently portray the Native American mutant inventor.
Steven Seagal's not Native American, is he?
No, this is definitely not going to.
That was not considered as much back then.
Nobody's getting canceled for that, unfortunately, back in '96. As bad as that is, it's not really. All right, so then we have Sabretooth, and they're going with Clancy Brown from Highlander, which I like.
That's not a bad choice.
Yep. Not a bad choice. I agree. Polaris, they're just whipping out a Victoria's Secret model. Stephanie Seymour. I can't say that.
Yeah, not familiar, unfortunately.
I hope it doesn't involve.
Sure would like to be, though.
Hey. Steve Buscemi as Wild Child?
Okay.
I don't know about that. Back then, though, it's 96. He's young. The picture they're using is from Airheads, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
So Steve Buscemi goes on to do some. Well, they quote some of the movies he's in here. Reservoir Dogs is he's one in there, but I remember him from Armageddon, Fargo. Hold on, I'm thinking Nicolas Cage. It's Nicolas Cage.
Con Air.
Con Air. Yeah. He was like the psychopath in that one, if I remember right. I think so. And then for Shard, Bishop's sister from the future, which I don't know if she's a hard light hologram or because she dies, if I remember correctly, or some kind. There's definitely some time travel shenanigans going on.
I didn't even realize she was Bishop's sister.
Yeah, they're saying Jasmine Guy. Do you recognize her from a different world at all?
Yeah, I see there that it says she was in Harlem Nights. I've never seen that, but I do remember A Different World. That's probably the only thing I've seen her in, honestly.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, they're doing a wrestling reference yet again. And I've been seeing a lot about this guy. He actually just got inducted into the Hall of Fame, WWE Hall of Fame this year. And they're saying Dark Beast, so we're clearly using Age of Apocalypse happened prior to this.
That would have happened the summer before this. So.
Wow. All right, so they're saying Dark Beast, which he must be a villain.
I believe he is the Beast from the Age of Apocalypse world.
He's infiltrating and portraying as Beast. I know that much. Like, he's trying to trick everybody, making them think that he's actually Beast. The Beast of our world, I should say. Well, they're saying Sid Vicious, or Sid, I think his real name's Sid Udy. Sid Vicious from WWE, you'll remember he was the guy that had a big dude, had a huge power bomb.
Had kind of a Jerry Curl look going.
And then we got Val Cooper being portrayed by Kim Basinger.
Good enough.
She's got the acting chops. That's great. Apocalypse. Oh, we got to scroll down here and see what we got going on here.
Oh, my Lord.
We'd get those ILM guys to use computer imaging effects for Apocalypse's hulking body. And the great voice of John Vernon from Animal House.
Also from Killer Clowns in Outer Space, of course.
Oh, and that's the first movie I thought of. Dude, random.
That's fairly smart of them. Apocalypse should be CGI, and we'll just get a voice actor to do this.
Yep. Well, I'm taking a screenshot right now, and I'm sending this off to our friend Matthew Price, because Matthew Price is a huge fan of the movie Stone Cold. which apparently stars former pro football player Brian Bosworth. Are you a football guy? I know you're a basketball guy. I don't know if you're a football guy. Okay.
I know of Brian Bosworth because of Stone Cold, although I've never seen it. But yeah, now, I'm going to say not all of these are good, but a higher percentage than most of the casting calls.
Yeah, yeah. Brian Bosworth, which I don't know if we said their suggestion for him to play was random, which, again, I don't think I've ever seen, except for maybe 2 comics that had random in it.
It's like that Apocalypse image they've got. It looks like Will Potasio, probably.
Yeah, dude.
Good-looking Apocalypse.
I like it. Matthew Price, live and direct right now, says, I still want the Boz as Grifter movie, but I'll buy a ticket for this one too. All right, let's see what else we got here. Oh, there's Bloodpool.
Bloodpool. Pat, I think that was Pat Lee's first comic book work.
All right. We got Task. We got Silence, PSI. Rubble, Fusion, Wilder, and Soul. All right, Rubble, somebody's going to call you Bad Rock knockoff. Just better watch out. Oh, The Art of the Deal? My gosh, does that not age well? I've seen that all over the freaking news right now. Jeez. Art of the Deal, Jim Lee and Rob Liefeld return to the doors of Marvel Comics in the name of fun. All right. Yeah. 1996, it is the image of Captain America that will be synonymously like in every Rob Liefeld conversation ever. Rob Liefeld can't do a tweet without somebody putting this picture of Captain America in that thread.
I wonder if this is the only place I think it was in a preview that was at a convention initially.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because he's made a big deal about saying how that image was as controversial as it is. It was never published in a Marvel comic. It was part of a promotional thing or something.
Huh. He's shown, like, it looks pretty jacked up when you look at it from this. But if you look at other pictures and depending on how Arnold Schwarzenegger's standing.
Right. There's an image of Arnold that it looks like he probably used as inspiration for this pose, but.
Yeah. Well,
you can love it or hate it. It is what it is. It did not stop me from buying Captain America #1. I can tell you that.
What's this? The fans speak out. The following pie chart is taken from a fan poll of which revived books they are most looking forward to reading. Fantastic Four was a huge percentage, and that's got to be because Jim Lee's name was attached to it. Avengers, 6%, 14% Captain America, 20%. Said one fan, if he can get the writing on track, Jim Lee could bring the FF back from the dead. Actually, he can probably bring any book back from the dead. It's funny because I just listened to our discussion on Fantastic Four #1.
Yeah.
From when we recorded. I just listened to it today and finished the podcast out. And I remember saying in there, like, I wasn't reading Fantastic Four, and I don't think a lot of people were. And Evan, I think, said, or maybe you said something about how it was a situation where they were trying to kind of like X-Men up the Fantastic Four. So, yeah, it needed to be revived, and I think if you can get Jim Lee on the Fantastic Four book, it's going to get revived. I know you're a movie guy, so I want to get your thoughts here on The Crow, and then The Crow 2 was City of Angels? Is that right, or am I thinking of the TV show?
Is this this has got to be the second one, right? Because the first one came out in like 94.
Right.
I have seen The Crow one time, and I've never seen any of the sequels or any of the other stuff, or remake or anything.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I thought The Crow was just fine.
All right. We watched.
I wasn't like it. I remember being excited about it when it was coming out, like back in 94 or whatever. And one of my best friend's brother went to see it and said it was awful. So that kind of like
soured you a little bit.
Yeah. And then I ended up watching it probably 20 years ago. I finally watched it and it was fine.
Okay. Did you ever read the book it was based on?
No.
Well, I did. Me and Mark actually did that. I want to say it was last year, and because I've always wanted to read it.
And these were the original Crow stories?
Yeah, it was, I think, the first series, or I should say the first like full story that Mike O'Barr put out there. James O'Barr. Yeah, it's good. It's hyper violent. It's very traumatic. It was good. It was really good. Okay, well, this is more about the Crow movie. This is going to be talking about Kurt Busiek, finds new twists to old concepts and untold tales of Spider-Man and Astro City. Okay.
Nice.
Medieval Spawn and Witchblade limited series coming in April. Add some more stuff about Kurt. The Wizard Q&A, Mark Waid from Flash to X-Men. Mark Waid may be comics' hottest writer.
Wow.
Right? There's some Liefeld for you, right?
Yep.
War
Not
Child.
bad.
War Child, Alan Moore, Rob Liefeld.
I wonder if it was released. I think it was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
I do like that Cygor figure from McFarlane Toys.
Yeah. I don't know if I told you, but I ended up coming across like a couple McFarlane figures in package. And I want to say they were from mid to late 90s era Spawn stuff. Took them out of the package and let my boy play with them because I got them at an auction for real cheap, and I should have never done that, dude.
Always check eBay first.
Never should have done that. And they came up.
If he got some fun out of them, I'm going to give you a pass.
That's pretty much what I'm going to say. But they were tore up, too. Like, they weren't exactly built to play. They were things that are built to show. And I should have known better because that thing was in pieces. It was not good. All right, Lady Pendragon. Well, Maximum Press getting a lot of ads out of the way here. Mm-hmm. Have I ever asked you if you were a Magic the Gathering guy?
I don't remember, but I've never played it.
Okay, all right. This is about...
And I got to say, I don't want to offend any listeners.
I'm listening.
But when I worked at the comic shop, I'm just going to say those guys were the bane of my existence. They would always come in and want to look at the binders and look through the high dollar cards, and I would have to sit at the counter and watch them because we had problems with some of them getting swiped. So I would have to sit at the counter and wait for them, and they'd go through them all take for fucking ever, and usually wouldn't buy anything. It was just annoying. One of my favorite internet things of all time is the guy who got kicked out for taking the butt crack photos.
Oh yes, he's kneeling down and doing a peace sign beside him. Yeah, yep, I remember that. So I was a Magic the Gathering guy, and I think it was in '94. Maybe 95. My buddy's like, hey, I'm playing this game. You ought to start playing it with me because we're out in the boonies. Me and him are good friends, and he's probably trying to find somebody to play with. And that started a probably 5 to 6 year addiction of collecting these cards, and I still got them. They're in a bin somewhere around here. I'm sitting here watching looking at this ad.
Right.
Like this guy up here, Georgetown guy here that's wearing the Georgetown shirt. I don't know what's happening. I've never seen anybody react like that. But anyway, I never went to tournaments. I just played casually, and there you go. Oh wow, this is a whole article.
Article about it. This is when it was really becoming a big deal, right?
Yeah, 96.
It ended up on ESPN too.
Oh, like games, tournaments and shit?
I would say probably in the very late 90s or maybe early 2000s, I think. Yeah, they would have tournaments air on ESPN 2.
Wow.
At midnight.
Well, and I'm pretty sure Wizards does their own magazine for Magic the Gathering. I think it's called...
Inquest?
Yeah, Inquest. That's it. You got it.
Yeah.
Well, you worked at a game store or bookstore with that shit. All right. Well, speaking of card games, you ever play Overpower?
Negative.
Evan Bevins could give us an hour dissertation. And he said most of the people would learn about characters from these cards. And just like any other trading card, there's a Daredevil in the suit.
Oh, yeah, the black armor.
Yep. All right. Okay, so we got Topps Killer Instinct collectible card game.
Oh, yeah.
I love
video game anyway.
The video game kicked some ass. I cindered everybody to hell.
Kilgore.
Oh, you're a Kilgore guy. There's MegaCon 96 in Orlando, Florida.
Didn't make it.
Some names there. George Perez is going to be down there, and Jimmy Palmiotti, Joe Mad. All right. Never read any Shy. How about you?
No, I do want to read that Shy Grifter book. That sounds cool.
I think it is. Character profile of Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Kyle Rayner.
Yeah.
That's right. Then I'm sure who is this guy?
Yeah, Greg Capullo.
Well, Greg Cap is showing us how to control your emotions and drawing here. You honestly, you're learning from the best. I love Cap's artwork. I haven't had a chance really to read much aside from when we did Angela or Spawn number 8 or 9. Which one was it? First appearance of Angela. I'm pretty.
Yeah.
Was McFarlane doing that one or was Cap doing that one?
Yeah, I think McFarlane was still doing it.
He was still doing it. Okay, we got the drawing board here. This is artist.
Oh, that's people sending in fan art. Yeah.
Yep. There's your homemade heroes.
Hey, they were still doing it in '96.
Yep. Oh, Aeon.
Is that Aeon Flux?
Aeon Flux. That's the first thing I saw. I was like, oh shit. I don't know what the hell the dirty pair are. I don't know if I shouldn't Google that.
Like Menace comic, speaking of.
Speaking of, right. Not a big manga fan. I've read my fair share. When I say fair share.
Yeah, I've not read a lot either.
The Phoenix Aftermath trivia. We're talking Malibu crossover. Maximum Wonder, Palmer's Picks, Trailer Park. This is where I'm kind of always stop and I'm like, okay, what's going on? Hulk leads comic book movie storm.
Oh, it's going to be a while.
Yeah. What is it? Ang Lee, 2003?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would have been 7 years later.
Right.
This is the doldrums of the comic book movie because this is right before Batman. It's between Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. Before Blade, before X-Men, before Spider-Man, obviously. So
we got a little bit of an update on the Savage Dragon. Savage Dragon will likely conclude its season of 13 episodes on the USA Network in February. I still need to go back and watch those.
It's not a great show, but it's better than like Wildcats and Ultra Force.
Okay.
I think they were able to get away with a little more because they were on like a cable network instead of being like
network
Wildcat on CBS. I think Ultra Force, it may have been on UPN. I don't remember, but I do remember Dragon was a little more violent and stuff. But
okay.
Not a great show, but fun enough.
All right. George Clooney won't be part of the filming of Green Hornet during his spring hiatus from the hit TV show After All.
He wasn't available in 2011 when they were filming Green Hornets.
Who was that? Was Seth Rogen, you said, right?
Yeah.
Wow. And Val Kilmer won't be the Saint? I thought he...
Well, that's not true.
I was going to say, I thought he was the Saint.
He is the Saint.
He backed away from the spy movie, but still figures to be before the cameras next fall for Batman and Robin. Nope. It's funny how we're talking about Clooney in the first paragraph and then Kilmer in the second and Batman and Robin, because that's Clooney and what's his name? Yeah, okay.
I guess Clooney decided he wanted to be Batman, so Val Kilmer was like, I guess I will be the same.
Might as well. Guess I'm out of luck here. Boy, if that Green Hornet movie would have just done something, we would have had a Val Kilmer back in the suit. All right, Stewart Make It Dough. Patrick Stewart will reportedly receive $5 million to play Captain Jean-Luc Picard in Paramount Pictures' next Star Trek movie, which this is 96. I think 94 is Generations. Are you a Star Trek guy?
I've seen some of the movies. Okay. I liked The Next Generation a little bit, but I'm not like a big fan.
Okay. I was going to say...
They were probably talking about the First Contact, which I think most people kind of think is the best of the... At least of the Next Generation era.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Generations is where we bridge. Shatner and Patrick Stewart are in that one. And then First Contact. How am I not going to... Good stuff. Bilson DeMeo. Danny Bilson and Paul DeMeo, the team brought The Flash and Human Target to television. Wrote the big screen movie Rocketeer. Have a new series called The Sentinel on UPN. I feel like I've seen ads for that. I don't remember watching it.
Yeah, I never watched it, but I do remember its existence.
Yeah.
Now, Bilson, super hottie daughter, Rachel Bilson from the OC.
Uh-huh.
And he was, I think, producer on the OC. And did you ever watch the OC?
My wife has. I think I caught it in...
Well, the reason is Adam Brody's character is the big comic book nerd on that show.
Okay, all right.
And I'm sure that was Bilson's influence.
Interesting.
Which, it's a pretty good show. I never watched past like the second season, but I liked it when it was airing initially.
All right, doesn't look like there's much anything else as we finish that out here. As the Friday night lead into X-Files on Fox, Strange Luck has been given the go-ahead for 4 additional episodes. Oh, okay. I don't remember that show at all.
Yeah, I don't either.
All right. Well, my goodness gracious. Who do we have here? This is super... Who would make a better movie superhero heroine than Corey Everson? She's a 6-time Miss Olympia bodybuilding champion. All right, then.
Strange Luck, a Fox Friday night drama starring D.B. Sweeney,
Okay.
Francis Fisher of Titanic fame,
Okay.
and some other people, nobody famous really, that I recognize.
How many seasons?
1.
Okay.
17 episodes.
Well, that's an accurate reporting there.
Oh, there we go.
So,
The old Jim Lee's TMNT figures.
yeah, this is sweet.
I would like to have those, but they're expensive now.
I do not doubt it. Wow. Okay, the junk drawer. Oh, wow. Comic phone cards. I know we had a little bit of discussion about that last time. Saturday. So I think I've listened to this on Spotify.
Saturday Mornings Rock, is
Yeah.
it just like the theme song?
Yeah, Cartoon's Greatest Hits. And if I remember correctly, I think they're doing covers. I think they do some covers. Or maybe not. Maybe it's actually just the straight up songs. Anyway, I'm a nerd. Let's see. Gigantor. 1950s Batmobile model kit. Nice.
That's pretty cool. Looks cool.
Oh my gosh, the Ultra 64. This is about in my wheelhouse. I talked about Golden Age Dave. Golden Age Dave also was the first guy that had a Nintendo 64 that I knew.
Oh, it was initially called the Ultra 64?
Yeah, it was called the Ultra 64, and of course through development, and by the end of 96, they finally went with N64, the Nintendo. But yeah, for the longest time, this is what it was going to be billed as. And then, yeah, you got some images of Super Mario 64. The memory I have, Dave gets his Nintendo 64, and we're like, this is badass, but it only comes with one controller. So we have to go out, and he comes down, like he lived up in northern Ohio. Athens is 45 minutes from my place, so it's like southeast Ohio. And I'm like, dude, let's go. There's a Toys R Us 1 hour away, right by my house. Let's go down there. And I remember it was like it was either Thanksgiving or shortly after, when he was like, let's go get another controller. And dude, it was like, we were lucky because everybody was wanting to get another controller. But yeah, geez Louise, I don't remember Kirby Bowl. Legend of Zelda 64. When I bought mine, I got mine out of like the paper Craigslist, basically, which was called the bulletin board. There's people that always sold shit secondhand. So I went and bought my 64, and it came with Legend of Zelda 64, but money was so tight. This was right after me and my wife got married, that I had to have a plan to sell Legend of Zelda in order to make some of this money back. So I only had Legend of Zelda. I think that's what it was. Anyway, I only had that for probably a week and played it for a little bit. And Mario Kart 64 was the whole reason we had to get another controller.
Oh, yeah.
And the year of 90... I want to say it was 99 to 2000. Dave gets a room with like 3 of my other buddies that we end up became real good friends with in college. I get married in 98, so I'm not living in a house with these guys, but these guys are roommates, and I'm going up there and hanging out, and we've got 4 controllers to the Nintendo 64, and we are going nuts on some Mario Kart 64.
And Mario Kart, Super Smash Brothers, and Perfect Dark were the 3 N64 games that me and a couple of my buddies spent hours and hours on.
Non-stop. I don't know.
There's Shadows of the Empire in there, too.
That's right. An upcoming episode aired on May the 4th, as a matter of fact, our discussion of Shadows of the Empire. There's GoldenEye. I don't know how. This is just so ridiculous. It's just a tiny little paragraph about GoldenEye because
they just didn't know.
They had no clue. The Star Fox 64, I think it happens. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And I don't know what Body Harvest is. All right. Top 10 comics of this March of 96. We might as well count them down. Preacher #1 at number 10, which I am a fan.
To be honest, I've never read Preachers.
It was one of those for me, and you're booing it because it's Garth Ennis, and we're when we get into Hitman. But yeah, I ended up with the graphic novel of like the first volume, I think, and I was like, what the hell is this? Let's see what we get. And wow, it was one of those few comics where I had like the first 2 volumes, and I was like, okay, I've definitely got to read the rest of what's coming out. I didn't finish it, but Preacher #1 is really good. And of course, it's Garth Ennis, Steve Dillon. It's over the top and bloody and violent, but it's an interesting story.
Yeah.
X-Files number 2. So that's number 9. And then we got Wolverine number 75.
See, that would have been years earlier, though, right?
Yeah.
So
that's
interesting that it's hanging around.
Yeah, this is the Fatal Attractions with the hologram and his adamantium's getting yanked out by Magneto.
Oh, I know what this is.
What?
This is the issue that Onslaught.
Oh, like this is.
No, that actually would have been a different issue.
You're thinking of when Magneto shuts, or no, excuse me.
When Professor X shuts down Magneto.
Yeah, and that is the genesis of Onslaught, though.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what the significance of this Wolverine issue is.
Me either. Angela number 1 is coming
We're
out.
right in the bad girl era getting started here.
Yep.
We're 3 in a row coming up.
Yep. Number 6 is Dawn number 1, which I've never read any of. And then Shy or She or something, however you are going to pronounce that. Number 5 is She number 1. And then as we get into number 4, this is clearly years earlier. Wolverine number 1 from Chris Claremont, John Buscema.
That was like 88.
Yeah. Then X-Files number 1, which, boy, this, for a comic, this thing got so much heat and so, like, a lot of eyes. I've never read them. Topps Comics never really, like, made me go, oh, I got to read that. But
yeah, honestly, the X-Files is the only Topps comic I can think of off the top of my head.
Only other ones that are...
and the Kirby stuff.
Yep. Oh, my goodness. Was it Satan 6 or something like that? There was also... Didn't Topps do, like, Mars Attacks?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'd have. Number 2 is Lady Death number 1. And then Gen 13 number 1 is our number 1 comic of this month. Here you go. All right. Comics to watch. Yeah, that's some good stuff. We got Stormwatch number 8 with Ripclaw on the front. Avengers 217. Jim Shooter's writing it. Good reading back issues you can buy for peanuts. Okay.
There you go.
Captain America 450. We're in some picks here.
Recommendation.
Oh, there it is.
Hitman.
All right, keep an eye out for that. Maybe we'll talk about that sometime. Maybe tonight. I don't know. All right, I want to do this, but I do not want to spend the next half hour doing the CBIQ because I know it'd be fun. Damn it. All right, here we got some Skybox, DC, Dark Knight, Batman Master Series trading cards.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Man, boy, was the card
marketed. The shark by this time probably, but they were still pumping them out.
Right. Company crossovers, hit the deck. There's a Magic Pocket Player's Guide. Okay, let's just put it in here twice. We got the Captain America.
Wizard really wanted people to see that image. They wanted to make sure that get burned into people's minds.
It did. Talking a little bit about DC Marvel over here, which here's our top 10 hottest writers. Our number 1 artist is Todd McFarlane. Top 10 writer is Neil Gaiman.
Now, we're in 96, so has McFarlane drawn a comic book in the last year at this point? Maybe he did some Spawn after that. It's hard for me to say because I wasn't reading those.
Wire into Wizard with America Online. And I've never read any Concrete. How about you?
I have a few trades that I bought probably over a decade ago, and I remember reading maybe half of the first one, and I liked it. It's one that I put down, and it just never got back to it, and now it's in a pile of comics.
Do you remember anything about it?
Not really. It looked good.
I never understood anything about Concrete, so at some point I'm going to have to read some because people have said good things. I've seen ads for it all over the place. What set was coming out of a set that was coming? All right, I think that's it. We did it. They didn't even put the price guide. They didn't put the price guide in here.
Yeah, why would they, though, at this point?
Right. I don't know if I've ever told you, like, how I get these, but these are completely free in a legal way off of, oh my gosh, what is it called? It's archive.org. And you can go there and download the whole issue, as long as you got a CBR reader or whatever. You can download it. I love looking through these old magazines. I'd like to go back and look at some, like, Nintendo Powers or Game Informer or something from like the early 90s. All right, man. We took a long time. This might actually be a whole separate episode addendum to Hitman number 1.